All week on Discovery, we've been watching Shark Week. They've had makos and bulls, tigers and great whites too. There was an awful TV movie, annoying of San Host galore, but we survived it all, and now it is time for Mark Out Mania Saturday morning. Ooh, we gonna mark out for Harley Race. Oh, he was so great, and sharks galore. Yeah, it's time to mark out on Mark Out Mania. I'll finish this song and then we'll start the show. James, Zeus, and Pedro on Mark Out Mania.
Holy shit, that was actually really good.
That was great.
Good job, Pedro. Good job.
I muted so I wasn't corpse there.
Muchas gracias. I only had 3 weeks to get it right. So,
it's kind of like Ronda Rousey training for 6 months for her first match.
I know. Ronda Rousey did. But hola, everyone, and welcome to the Mark Out Mania
show.
Oh my God, I feel like summer vacation is over and now we're back to school. It's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Let's welcome YYH in the house.
Y2H2, what's going on, double Y?
How's everyone doing?
Oh, everything is all right. How you boys doing? How does it feel to be back? I know you guys have been testing stuff out. I've been missing out on all the festivities I heard, but it's actually good to be back here with you boys. I missed this.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it's definitely weird to, it's almost like you can't, move on, and you got to keep up with what you were gonna say, and we each did our little test runs.
Yeah.
So
we
got in a little bit. So,
although I must say I don't remember shit from Shark Week, but I will try. Although I do remember that shitty movie. That movie absolutely sucked.
Yeah, Josh Duhamel really needs to be.
He needs another Transformer movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got rid of him after the third one, so.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing he was decent at, because everything else he does absolutely blows.
Yeah.
He's the Lex Luger of acting.
I will admit, like you, James, I don't, because so much time has passed now, I don't really remember too much about.
That's okay. There was a good program that we were watching. What was the one that all of us were watching at the same time? Where,
they went back.
They were showing it from the drone. Right, yeah, that one was amazing.
Oh, yeah. It was.
That one was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Port and Starboard, ran off 1,000 great white sharks from Seal Island in 2017, and the motherfuckers are too scared to come back. So then they moved 200 miles down the coast of South Africa from there, and they had to adapt their hunting habits because they were hunting the seals in the shallow water because they're too scared to get out and with the orcas.
And the way they had the drones,
from
the point of view from the top, that was amazing.
Yeah, seeing the shark kills, when they're
that was incredible.
And then when they used the drone to make the shark breach.
Yeah, that was hot. I mean, that's what I remember mostly from that.
Yeah.
That and Pedro's good pick of Harley Race beating the shit out of a mako shark.
Oh, wait. Since we're talking about sharks.
What?
What?
Oh, Sharks Week. Yeah, shark. Actually, all three of us right now, just to let everyone know who's listening, we are watching Sci-Fi Network, and we all are watching Atomic Shark, another cheesy production. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, it's another great, terrible movie.
Absolutely.
And then they also did that one. They did that one program with that giant great white shark from that's seen in
Deep blue.
Guadalupe.
Yeah,
blue,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
deep
yes,
blue.
yeah. Yep, deep
And
blue. Yep,
that
yep,
that
yep,
really that is a mammoth freaking shark. And
Mhm.
one thing I've it's always bothered me. I mean, it's not that it bothers me, but you just got to call out the Shark Week people on this. But all the time they will keep trying to say, "Oh, this is a 20-footer. Oh, this is a 20-footer. Oh, it's a 20-footer." It's like, look, man, until you guys pull out, that equipment that uses the two lasers to actually measure the sharks in the water, which they've done with other sharks.
Yeah.
But until you do that and verify and show me that these sharks are getting to 20 feet, then I'm just going to call bullshit on you, because the fact is 18 feet is a big ass shark.
Hell yeah, 15 feet is a
Okay.
big ass shark.
Yeah, but and that's the thing is most sharks are really like the big adults are between 15 to 17 or 16 to 18 feet long.
Right.
And they're just you just don't have the size. And that one is massive, and it might be 19 feet and some change, that deep blue. And
That's a big ass shark.
it really is. It's big, and it eats some big stuff. Whatever it's eating is very fatty, because it has got some girth to it. So but stop trying to make the damn sharks seem bigger than they are, because I love them, but just stop lying about the 20-foot thing. It was like when we had to endure those like 3 years of megalodon shark weeks that were just all the
remember that mockumentary that they had? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That mockumentary. I thought it was real. Like the first 5 minutes in, I was like, "What? Get out of here!" And then I was like, "Oh, this is just a mockumentary. This is bullshit." I was like, "What is this?"
And so
I fell for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, people have been fooled by different things, but over the year, even National Geographic got fooled. So they got fooled by a leaf in the water, thinking it was a giant shark fin. But yeah, I mean, just let the sharks be the size that they are. It's like the fact is,
doesn't make them less terrifying.
Exactly. I mean, you're just gonna. I mean, there's only so much you can poop your pants. If you ever come across a real great white in the ocean, it doesn't matter if it's 12 feet or 18 feet. You're gonna freak out, and
I don't go in the ocean. I don't want a shark coming to my house, so I'm gonna stay out of his. End of story. That's it. And if you want to watch something on a megalodon, you watch The Meg with Jason Statham. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, sharks are cool. Like, really, no matter like the size,
Yeah, I mean,
they're big, they're whatever. You don't have to like be like, oh,
no,
for sensationalism, like, oh, it's such
a sand shark could do damage.
I was thinking about, like, I've seen, we had a 12-foot alligator at our local state park for a number of decades, and I seen it like on a number of occasions, and I mean, that's 12 feet, and that was really big. That was a really big alligator. So I mean, a 12-foot shark would be pretty big creature,
I saw a jellyfish on the beach and I ran the other way, so no thanks. Angie's in the house. What's up, Angie? What's going on?
Angie's
been busy, man. She is a super fan. She got her some.
Yeah, man. She's killing it. She's killing it.
New Japan T-shirts.
Yep.
And she's going to
wow.
She's going to the Super J Cup.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And the WoW tapings too.
Yeah, she's going to more WoW tapings. So
Yeah.
And Angie
So-
and Ange, it's Yankees versus Dodgers at Chavez Ravine next week. So you and I got to go at it. Okay, I'm gonna wax the Dodgers' ass, kiddo. Okay.
yes, we are.
Yeah,
very
but Angie's
happy
been
with that.
killing it. Angie's been killing it. Yes.
Oh, also, for Double Y Double H, there is there's a wrestling convention coming up in like October, I think, or September, and they've actually got some prominent like American ladies coming to that.
Cool.
So we just need to get Angelico to go to that one, so she'll go. She's probably not going to go.
Yeah, and we're gonna bring it. We'll have to make a little side bet, okay? A wager, okay? I like
That
my
Super
team.
J-Cup. That Super J-Cup tournament looks really good.
Yeah, it
Amazing
does
Red
look good.
versus Will Ospreay in the first round.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. It's
Holy
next
shit.
Sunday. Yeah, man, you're gonna have a good job. Yeah, man, you're gonna have fun at that. Is there a lineup for that, Zeus?
Yeah. The brackets have already been announced.
Holla. Good.
Oh, going back to Sharks. What was I going to
Super
say?
Jacob.
Man, I'm so old.
He's got sometimers, not Alzheimer's, sometimers.
Right.
But here for all the everyone coming back, look, banners, Sharks.
Hey, Joe. He found a new toy. He's playing with it. Look at it.
They haven't sold out the New Japan show. That's surprising.
Really? That's surprising.
Did the Dallas show like ruin the rest of the?
Nah, New Japan always does well on the West Coast. Always does well in Cali.
Well,
always.
I think the last couple were last minute.
Mm.
To really fill up over there in California.
Here, this gives me a legit question.
Mm-hmm.
Is New Japan trying to have shows in the USA going to conflict with the same audience that is also into the AEW?
A little bit, but I think AEW fans are like, they're like elite fans first, and they were the same people that were that Ring of Honor has lost.
Right.
Yeah. That's the Ring of Honor crowd, Zeus. I think you hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, what the Bucks and Cody and Kenny really did is they formed themselves into a brand.
Yes.
And they were able to appeal to enough people to separate themselves from Ring of Honor and New Japan, and and do all this. So it's that's where that's come from. And they like the New Japan shows on the East Coast coming up. Philly and New York sold out, but I heard there's some tickets left in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So, which is weird, but I mean, I don't know how, I mean, I can tell you one thing. I can tell you from personal experience that people from fucking Massachusetts can be gigantic fucking assholes. And
I can tell you that. Yeah.
But
have you ever been to Fenway Park as a Yankee fan?
no, I had to work on this Monday, so fuck that asshole. But okay, so all right, so the Super J Cup starts in Seattle, first round.
Okay.
First round matchups in Seattle, second round matchups in San Francisco, and then the finals will be in LA. But listen to this. The first round matchups here: Taguchi versus John Gresham, Yo versus Dragon Lee, Caristico versus Bushi, Rocky versus Sobanero Jr., El Fantasmo against Robbie Eagles, TJP against I think that's Kurt Connors, Ishimori against Sho, and Will Ospreay against Amazing Red. Holy shit!
Oh wow, yeah, I'll take those. I like that.
Oh shit! I think that Connors guy. I think he's one of the LA Dojo guys.
So Andy's really going to a good show.
Yeah. So something else about everything with the Shark Week, and they were they did some stuff with the bull sharks and everything, and when you're underwater, and you come across big sharks, you need to avoid them, because they
and don't panic.
Don't panic, but don't fuck with them. And that's
Right.
I think there's a lot of people that have they've spent all this time doing watching sharks and through videos and DVDs and Shark Week and everything, and people think that they can simply be calm around them. Like you see these free divers around that big blue, that giant great white shark, and I'm just like, you people are you're just confusing that shark, because it's going to decide one day that it's going to fucking bite you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Nope.
I mean, and there's nothing they won't be able to do anything to stop the bleeding, and you'll be dead before you can get to shore.
You'll bleed out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be such a huge damaging bite from that massive shark that there's no way, there's no coming back from that, and people have got to stop doing it. I saw a clip the other day of somebody messing with a tiger, and the damn tiger shark was coming at him, and they had to really push off of it because they let the shark come straight at them, with it opening its mouth and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you keep pushing on its snout, you push on the snout. That's where the bioelectric sensors are that causes the involuntary reaction of the shark opening its fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Okay? So literally, you pushing on its nose is causing it to try to bite you. So stop it.
Yeah.
Stop fucking with sharks. I mean,
that's a public service announcement from Zeus King Dark. There you go.
That's right.
Stop fucking with sharks. There it is.
Yeah.
You can't get any clearer than that.
Yeah, I mean, even if it, like with that deep blue, even if it's just an exploratory bite, it's going to be devastating.
But that shark is so big, there's no such thing as an exploratory bite. It bites you, you're dead. That's it. Yeah. That fucking deep blue is massive.
Because the jaws are 2.5 feet wide.
Yeah,
the teeth are over 2 feet long, or 2 inches long. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, it's just gonna wherever it bites, it's just gonna cause so much damage to an arm, a leg, the torso, whatever. That's it.
That's why I stay in my lane. I don't go into the shark's home. I stay out of the water. I'm good. I swim in the pool. I'm good. Thanks.
What was that? What was that one show where they were showing the lady who got bit and then a fisherman who got bit, and they're telling their story about making it back to the.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I can't remember what the show was called, but
I don't remember the name of that.
Surviving shark attack or something like that.
There you go. Yeah. It was a series. It's like a little series. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one guy that was on a bunch of those shows that we talked about, that he was like from Australia or whatever. He's the one that had he lost his hand and
yeah.
from that bull shark attack. Because he was swimming by a pier because he's a dumbass. I'm not mad at the sharks. No shit, you shouldn't be. You should have been fucking swimming at a pier, you dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell y'all, the thing I saw that bothered me the most, they started this a bit last year, and then they did a ton of it this year, is having the people swimming with the sharks at fucking nighttime.
Oh
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. What are you crazy?
And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you're
it's time
at
for
a
us to turn off the
disadvantage as
lights."
it is. You're at a disadvantage as it is in the water, period. But you're gonna roll the dice and double down and do it in the dark.
And they had
What are you
so
on crack?
they did this so many times. I was just like, what? Why?
Yeah, and the same. And here's the thing: we know for a fact that it was, it was like maybe 10 years ago now. But Nigel Marvin was hosting Shark Week, and he was with this shark scientist who'd been studying them for years, and he got into this point where he felt like that he was able to slow his heart rate down, and he was feeding bull sharks in chest deep water in the ocean.
No, thank you. He's crazy.
Right. And so he's like, Nigel Martin's like, oh, this is just amazing. These bull sharks are feeding right around us, and they're not seeing us as a prey item at all. And then one of the bull sharks bites the scientist dude on the back of his fucking calf and starts to drag him out into open water.
Zeus, I love your accent. Do it again.
Sharks are the things not to be feared.
Oh my god, that's classic right there.
And and so he, the great, Nigel Marvin and the cameraman grabbed the scientist dude and pulled him back toward the shore, but the shark took off the back of his calf.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got one calf, and then he's got a calf bone. Okay, and it was so the bull shark's teeth are so sharp, it looked like his skin had melted because he kicked his foot up out of the water, and it looked like his skin had melted.
No, that's some shit.
So we know.
Why couldn't they?
We know that.
Why couldn't the sharks take a big?
Idea.
Yeah, it's a bad. Hell yeah, it's a bad idea. What's wrong with them?
So,
I wish Guy Fieri would have got eaten by a shark. I can't see him on a shark show doing Shark Week. That was disgusting.
The guy I wanted to see get eaten was that Josh Gates or whatever the fuck that guy's name was.
Why is this fat bastard on my TV?
Well, he's got a show.
Yeah,
he's got another show
up where he's looking
Discovery.
for artifacts and bullshit.
You don't like him, Pedro?
The dude's annoying.
He's pretty annoying. He's pretty annoying.
Telling bad jokes and all this bullshit. I was like, fuck this dude. Bite him. Kill him. Not kill him. I'm joking. Okay, people. I'm joking.
Yeah, we know. I went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home finally. And
that's how was it good, right, Zeus?
Here
comes the atomic shark.
Here it comes. It's very busy, and there's a lot going on, and some of it is kind of predictable, but it had a lot of likable things in it. But the two most important takeaways was the long extended trailer for 47 Meters Down Part 2.
Yeah, I want to see that.
That was good, and that looks really good. So I'm sure they're glossing over some of the the crappier parts that are probably in there. But that being said, the absolute best part of Spider-Man was waiting for the final end credit scene, and they had a credit in the movie. It said Captain America created by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. I've never seen that before.
That's cool.
It's always been Captain America created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Joe Simon, because Stan took credit for saying it was his idea to bring him back when they started Avengers, and and he'd been putting his name on that byline for a long time. So hopefully with Stan being dead, they'll be they'll start being a lot more honest to the fucking truth.
No, yeah,
I'm
I
laughing
hate
at
that.
this movie. I apologize, guys. I'm
No,
laughing
no,
at this because
We know, we
I
know.
totally hear what you're saying, Zeus. I totally hear you saying, and it's sad that it has to take when like as Stanley dies, for all of this to happen. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but you know what? Yeah, but you're right, because he took a lot of credit for shit that wasn't his.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all know who created Captain America.
Yes.
Right.
We all know who did. All of us know.
There's so many, and it's, there's a reason we call them Marvel zombies. It's because they're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And they just read whatever and say, oh, this is great, and they don't stupid shit that's it's, you're completely ruining the stuff that came before it, but whatever. But yeah, I mean it's
Look at Jeff Fahey. I thought he retired from life.
he kind of did.
He kind of did, right? Yeah.
But yeah, so that was so that's my hope. My hope now is that start putting like a digital Jack Kirby into the into some of these movies.
Well,
If
if they reboot the Fantastic Four, he's got to get credit for that too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean he's always gotten his he's gotten a lot of the credits, the side credit, but I mean Stanley wasn't. He was fetching coffee for the guys in 1941 when Joe and Jack created Captain America.
It's Fire Godzilla, but Fire Shark.
Holy shit!
And Burning Shark.
Oh, Jeff Fahey to the rescue.
Yeah,
Oh
Jeff
my
Fahey to the rescue. Oh my! Oh, let's film it. Why don't we?
I like the people in the parasailing thing. They're just like, no, like they don't want to come down.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to land on the Fire Shark. This movie absolutely sucks.
Well, I was gonna say, who wouldn't take shit from this shark?
Go ahead, Pedro. Who?
This guy.
Goddamn right. That's Harley Race.
Harley Race, no. Harley Race would take no shit from no atomic shark.
No.
Especially if it had his belt.
He would pile drive a shark.
And he wouldn't pay $120 to see the Dudley Boys either. Oops, my bad. Did I say that out loud?
YYH, no. Harley Race did not really fight a shark that we know of.
No double Y, double H. I don't know what's in your sushi, but stop eating it, okay?
It was just I was just combining the themes when I did the art like 2 weeks ago. I know the theme song today, it mentioned as if Shark Week happened this week, but it's because I did the lyrics
like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago or so. That's why.
Now, hold on. There's a big debate. There's a big debate. We've touched on this debate in our private conversations. Who is the greatest NWA World Heavyweight Champion in history?
Oh, that was we had this. That was last year or something. We had that.
And in my eyes, I think Harley Race was the man. Between him and Ric Flair is one. Has he won in 1A? Okay, I know the people that came before him. I know about the Luthezes and the George Hackenschmidts and everything else. But in my eyes, I think Harley Race, he was the one that actually, when I was growing up, it was like he was the man. And then in came Flair, and Flair blew everybody else away. But I think, I always looked at Harley Race as he was always larger than life in my book, and he was like a legitimate tough son of a bitch.
He was the very first champion I can remember.
Right. He defended the title all over the world too. I mean, I don't remember people doing that beforehand.
I mean, he was everything that they wanted out of an NWA World Champion. I mean, if he wasn't the world champ, he was somewhere else, being like the Missouri State champion, or he was one of the top champions. I think he was the first U.S. heavyweight champion that was crowned in the Mid-Atlantic area.
Nice.
Yeah. And the Missouri heavyweight title. And yeah, he traveled around the world, just like all the, that was the NWA World Champion's job. I mean, it burned out Jack Briscoe. He couldn't hack it. After he dropped the belt, he was like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. Well, because I mean, and
Terry Funk didn't want to do either.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, isn't Terry Funk's story like his wife basically asked him, like, please don't do this anymore? And
well, I mean, she's been, she asked the man for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of. I mean, I'm sure she hoped that the road, him being in Roadhouse, it would have led to a much better, movie career. And a lot less wrestling, but it did not, because he's definitely addicted to it. But
he was in Paradise Alley too, right?
What's that?
He was in Paradise Alley too, right? Terry Funk?
Yes.
That's the best Stallone movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Harley Race, he wrestled in all Japan, all over Florida, the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, everywhere that was a big deal. When Toronto was a big, territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
I think he went to Stampede.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, he was gruff. He had that gravelly voice. When he said he was going to do something, you believed him.
He cut great promos too.
Yeah.
He was very much he was definitely a very tough man who was he always came off as intelligent, powerful dude that was gonna, he's gonna put a whooping on your ass, and he was gonna out wrestle you and, put you down. Mm-hmm. And he was gonna, move on to the next town. But if you look at the, because they still have they're pretty complete records of like NWA World Title defenses per year, and they're easily. He was easily, the NWA World Champion was being defended at least 100 times a year.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like when you see like, it's like Harley Race, defeats blah, blah in Lubbock, Texas, blah, blah in Dallas, Texas, 30-minute time limit draw, blah, blah in San Antonio. And, you see like, make a run through Texas, and then, then maybe go to Georgia, and then back to Missouri, and then to the Carolinas. And then, it's crazy that schedule. And it's a huge credit that he lived as long as he did. And then, then of course, the 80s were, became a weird time, and, he knew his best days were behind him. And that's why he was, telling everybody who was, anybody by the time 1983 came around that Ric Flair should be the guy to succeed him, in, as the NWA, world champ for the most part.
And he put him over well too, because that was a hell of a match in Greensboro.
Yeah, cage match.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Kaniski was the referee. I mean, there's, and and that was the thing too, is like Ric Flair could cut a promo and they could and they would send it to Missouri to those fans, and Ric Flair would come off as a heel. Harley still loved out there in St. Louis, and then Harley, talks shit, and comes to the Carolinas and talks shit to Ric Flair, and he comes off as the heel. And that was
awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things about the '80s is people still had their, their favorites. You come into their territory, and
market specific.
Yeah, even the like when Jerry Lawler and Kerry Von Erich were going at it. If Kerry went to Tennessee, he was booed.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the whole thing about putting the bounty on Flair, that was awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
That's some good stuff, Somebody take the damn money. That was awesome. He's great.
Am I the only one that saw him live?
Yes.
Yeah, I never saw him.
Yeah. I never saw him live.
I never saw him live. Never.
Yeah. So they after his run in the WWF, he came back to WCW in like 90, 91, and they recreated, not well, because it's really old, is a decade beyond when it was hot, but they had Harley wrestle, Tommy Wildfire Rich. I got to see that in Greensboro. I got to see Harley Race wrestle Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
And then later I saw him. I believe I saw Harley. He was reffing, not reffing. He was managing Luger, and then that, I think that was the night I saw him at the concession stand getting nachos.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah. Like, hey Harley.
Let me ask you a question. Though, Zeus. Do you think that WWF actually did him a disservice?
Of course, because I mean, they weren't going to, acknowledge another, wrestling company as bigger than they were, that had a more prestigious champion that had been around for 20 years. I mean, 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Race had been the champion off and on, and I mean, he was a big name in the AWA before that. So I mean, there was you're talking in the late 80s when he was there. He's creating the King of the Ring for him was about as good as a treatment as you could have expected from Vince. Actually, it's probably better than I would have. Looking back, you wouldn't think that he would have put Harley over at all in some ways, but in other ways, I mean, Harley probably had a decent relationship with a lot of people throughout the world of wrestling anyway, and he was really well respected. So shitting on Harley when he decided to come wrestle for you in the mid 80s is probably still a bad idea.
I would agree. I would agree. But and there's no way that you cannot acknowledge that he was at that time 7-time world champion.
Yeah.
So I actually think you hit the nail on the head about Vince creating King of the Ring for him, and they're bringing it back. As a matter of fact, they brought it back.
They're bringing it back, and they're going to have the finals. It's weird because it's not all on one night.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not.
Yeah, but the finals are going to be at Clash of Champions in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I shall not be attending.
What? What a shocker!
Well, first and foremost, I'm not going to a WWE show.
No.
And B, it's on. It's on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
I'd have to take the day off.
Yeah, I thought I thought he was good at managing Vader. They try to put him. They had to manage Luger to put Luger over. You know.
And that was
I say it
kind of
worked more
cringy.
with. Yeah, I say it worked more with Vader than with Luger.
because they were kind of hanging on to some of those old. It came off really kind of racist there. With the feud with Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
That was. I mean.
That was bad all the way around.
Yeah, it was bad all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily they did. The best thing is they did stick by Ron Simmons. And he definitely he went on to become WCW World Champion.
Didn't Harley Race give them his endorsement too?
It could have.
He was behind Simmons being a champ, wasn't he? I could have sworn I read that somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah. He was all for it. I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to that, but that's what I read somewhere. He was all for it.
Pedro, what were some of your memories of Harley through the years?
I'm trying to think. When if it's the stuff with Flair. Is that the stuff I saw first? Could be.
I mean, that was 83. I mean, that's pretty long time ago.
Yeah.
What was that stuff with Dick Slater?
I don't know.
Depends on where it was.
My favorite Harley Race stuff is in terms of the matches. My favorite Harley Race matches, I should say, are probably some of the ones I've seen of his in Japan. I like
stuff from All Japan.
Yeah, I like his matches with Baba, like all the title changes, and even I've seen some that weren't for the world title, and those two just had really good matches. And I like there's a title defense he has in the early '80s in Japan. It's versus Mil Mascaras. That one is super good.
Oh, nice.
And his matches, did you ever see that match he has with Andre from Houston?
No, not from Houston. I saw one from Japan.
Is that where he slammed him, Pedro?
He slammed him a bunch of times. So I mean,
really?
Yeah.
I mean, he does slam him outside the ring at one point, and it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, and like that's one of the falls. It's like Andre can't make it back in and stuff. But yeah, that match was really good. That one Harley versus Terry Funk match that everyone loves from Houston is also really good. He has tons of great matches everywhere.
They've been showing that match on the network a lot. What with Terry Funk?
Yeah.
They've been featuring that on the network after he passed and everything.
Double YWH. If AEW goes, if their Wednesday night show comes to Charlotte, I might go. But they might try to come to Greensboro. Who knows?
It's possible. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, AEW tickets are going to be hard to get to for a while.
Yeah, they will be.
At some point, probably be able to go.
They're only available on their website, right?
I don't know how they're doing
it. You can't go to the venue itself, right?
No, it's probably through. Yeah, they probably have it. Through a website of some sort.
Oh my god! Look at this.
Sorry.
This is ridiculous. Oh my god.
People are eating radioactive fish that the sharks have infected, and now their fish are exploding.
They blew up.
Fist of the North Star time.
Oh look, the 2 stars. Tail from the Dock Grill. Oh my God!
I would be willing to travel to say Winston or of course, I mean Greensboro's right here. I'd be willing to go to Charlotte or even Raleigh, where the Hurricanes play in Raleigh is a nice event. I mean, hell, they might try to go to what's the name of that? The Cabarrus Arena. They might try to go there. I don't know. I know they would sell that out. I mean, I think that's only like.
I think they would do well in the Carolinas.
6,000. Yeah. Well, I mean, Cody's born in.
Yeah. So I think they would do well. So I think they would do well. I'm sure they hit an NC soon enough.
Yeah.
Like you said, it could be Greensboro, it could be Charlotte, it could be Raleigh. Who knows?
Yeah. Asheville's the only place that's really too far. That's got a big. That's got a venue known for wrestling.
Yeah.
That's because that's about 4 hours from here.
If they come to Orlando or even Miami, I might go. I'm not going to Jacksonville. That's not happening.
Nobody wants to go to Jacksonville.
First of all, it's a 4-hour fucking drive. Number one. 2, is a shit town. Okay.
Yeah, it's a shit town. That's the number one thing. It's a shit town.
Yeah, it's the worst place to host a Super Bowl. NFL had the biggest regrets of all hosting a Super Bowl there.
I don't know. I heard Detroit was pretty shitty too.
No, Zeus. This town wasn't capable of hosting a Super Bowl. It didn't have enough hotels. They didn't have enough power to output the stadium. It was disgusting. It was brutal.
That's funny.
Okay? Brutal.
Yeah.
They can have it here in Orlando. They got a lot of nice venues here. So
yeah.
If they come to Houston, I will try. But I mean, I can never guarantee going to anything. So it's like I will try if they come to Houston. If they go to Dallas or Austin, no, I'm not going.
The whole shit with the librarian gimmick just totally turned me off. So I don't know, But I wouldn't mind. Like,
well, I mean, that's not the whole night. So.
No, I know, but all depending on the card, I might go. Yeah, well, sure, why not?
I think by the time you find out the card, you will not be able to get tickets.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
I can't even get tickets to NXT TV champions anymore. Every time I go on, it's gone, sold out. Brutal.
What were you saying, Zeus?
Well, we never used to have, we never used to know exactly what was going to happen.
No, never. Yeah, never. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's like, I remember before that New Japan show earlier this year, and I saw a lot of people bitching like, I'm not going if I don't know who's going to be there. And I'm like I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like, I'm sorry you don't have every little thing pre-planned out like WWF has done for the last 20 years.
I don't. Well, that's how I was going to the ECW shows. There was never a card.
I think earlier this year, some of the things going on once the Elite were gone from those places, like Ring of Honor and New Japan, once they were gone, their fans were kind of like, I don't know if I want to go to these shows anymore. I have to see who else is going to be on there. So there was a lot of like wait and see thing. I know that was a deal with Houston when the rumor was that the Elite were leaving Ring of Honor. People were not buying the Ring of Honor tickets. They were like, oh, we're going to wait to see if they're coming or not. And of course, they leave Ring of Honor. And then, as you know, barely anyone went to the Houston show.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pedro, because that show that you was at, there weren't a lot of people, were there?
Yeah, I mean, there was just it was a tiny crowd. So, yeah, there is a lot of that, but it's weird because like something like New Japan, there's so many people, like they should there's no reason to hesitate. They should just go. It's like
the only way I would go to Jacksonville if New Japan came there.
Man, Jacksonville is just like sounding like the toilet bowl of Florida.
Of Florida? It's a. Let me put it to you this way: it's set in its deep southern ways.
Yeah, I heard it's just a high crime dump.
Yeah, it's not like
They're
Yeah, it's not.
like people that like. There's like been a lot of people that move out of that town. You know, just
My
super
cousin lives
garbage.
there, and he's like, no, I'm done. Okay, yeah. He wants to go to Orlando, and I'm like, it's nice over here, but it's crowded. I mean, because you like, especially like me, I'm in the middle of what I call I'm in the middle of Bermuda Triangle. Okay, I'm right smack in the middle of Universal, SeaWorld, and Disney. So I get all the damn tourists from everywhere all over the world. So it's a little brutal, but other than that, it's okay. I mean, it's not New York, but it's okay. It's a herpes triangle. That's what I call it.
I was gonna say nothing can be New York, James.
No, not even close. Not even close. Brutal. But yeah, I would love to see New Japan come down here. That'd be kind of hot. I can see them doing Miami.
Right.
I can see them doing a Miami show. Although I should have went to that Garden show because they did go to New York, so that was actually cool, and that was a good show. And then it would have gave me an excuse to beat up on fucking Enzo. So. We got locked up for good reason. Oh my god!
I'd put in for a baby out on that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Thanks. I appreciate that, Zeus. That's how much we all hate Enzo. Oh my god!
Well, you can fight him in WrestleCade if you want.
That's right. He's gonna. God. Oh my god! That's right.
They're gonna be in WrestleCade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like the second. They were like the second guests.
Yeah.
We're just gonna see. We're gonna see video of James and Enzo circling for like 5 minutes. Like, come on, come on, come on.
No, you come on. Your mother.
It'd be 15 minutes of your mama jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
If you make your mama jokes about his mom and Zero's mom, then it's becomes a Mark Out Mania episode.
Yeah. Hey, listen. On the t-shirt, hashtag Mark Out Mania.
We're definitely going to be on Mark Out Mania.
Oh yeah, live. Oh yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I'll have to have another guest to fill in the times when we all aren't saying stuff.
Yeah, with two of us. Well, I mean, if
Zeus, are we really going to go see them? No, please tell me no.
No, we're not going to go see them.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. I would lose my shit. I'd rather pay the $120 for the Dudleys at that point. Holy shit! Wow.
Fuck those idiots.
Yeah, thank God. No way.
They WrestleCade said it. They've sold the most.
You gotta be kidding me.
No,
I can believe it. I mean,
Enzo, I saw a picture of Kaz though. He looks in incredible shape. Man. You saw him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah, I don't like Enzo, but he has a ton of supporters who think
you know I don't like Kaz, and you know why, right?
Well, we won't go into all that.
Yeah, there you go. As long as you know.
As long as everyone knows, there's cryptic reasons.
Yes, he's an orange lover. Yes.
Oh my God, this drone angle on this thing.
I know. I love this thing. Heavenly Bodies. Oh, look at this. It's a tag team. It's Heavenly Bodies. Heavenly Bodies versus Well Done.
Well, your computer may be at risk.
Yeah, this thing is like brutal. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
The highest number of
do y'all recognize who that guy is with
Bud
the
Bundy?
laptop?
Yeah. Bud Bundy. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Isn't that crazy?
He looks so old.
Because he's
swollen.
old, Pedro.
Yeah, yes, he looks like he ate one of those radioactive fishes. Look at him. Wow.
I mean, this
this
movie is like from 4 years ago or something.
Is it? Hold on.
Yeah,
It's
2016.
2016. Yeah. It's old,
Yeah, so it's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bud Bundy's like our age.
Yeah. He's brutal. That guy.
Just be glad you don't look like him.
That's a bad look. Look at him. I got an old man's face and a little boy's body. Oh my God!
One more Harley Race story.
Yes.
So,
Yes, absolutely.
Harley Race stories, sure.
yeah. So went to that house show in '92 at Fort Bragg here in North Carolina, and it was like a week after Great American Bash '92, and we didn't buy that one. I can't remember. I don't think we had the money for the pay-per-view. Because back then, like, you had to go and you had to pay the money and get the box and take the box home.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That's old school, Zeus. That's old school. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was before, like, DVRs and all that shit. So, so we didn't have it, but me and another guy got tickets to go to Fayetteville, and because like you had, that was back when you could go to get Ticketmaster tickets from like grocery stores and stuff. But so we get there and we're waiting in line, and their arena doesn't have like a lot of entrances. It's like a gymnasium is really what it was. And they had and we're waiting out in the hot sun, and we like Steve Austin came in, and it was a short-haired with the long bangs. He comes walking, he's just guys, he's just like not, he's not talking to the crowd or anything, he's just walking by. I'm like, how's it going, Steve? He's like, pretty good, how's it going? And then Nikita Koloff pulled up in a white BMW, and
look at that guy.
And his license plate said Nick's Gym, NIKS JYGYM, because he had that gym that Nikita Koloff's Fortress of Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Sting came in on his Harley, wearing his shades, white Harley with the black saddlebags and all that stuff. And then this big fucking cargo van pulls up.
They were getting paid in the 80s, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. and this van, is a real big, like full 1-ton van. And the doors open up, and Vader, Harley Race, and Rick Rude all get out together.
Wow.
Oh my God. I'd have lost my mind.
That's a lot of weight in a van. I mean, because Rude was what, 270, 280?
Yeah, he was thick. Yeah, he was thick. Mm-hmm.
And Harley was 300, and Vader was 450. That's over 1,000 pounds, between three guys right there. And they got out.
Super Duty.
Yeah. And I think Vader was wearing like a ball cap, and he might have been wearing a one of those light jackets from New Japan, those warm up jackets.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then Rick Rude's got Zubas on and like a sweatshirt, and of course Harley's he's in a suit and tie because he's Harley Race. And it was the main event that night was Sting and Nikita Koloff against Rick Rude and Big Van Vader, and Rick Rude was the U.S. champion, and that's when I found out that Vader had beaten Sting the week before at Great American Bash for the world title. Because I didn't think they were going to let him win it. You know, I was like, just the way that my thinking was, nothing. There was no internet. There was no There was no news. Floating around. About who's doing what. So.
So he beat Sting?
Yeah, he beat Sting at that Great American Bash '92 for the world title. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's like I was just drawing a blank real quick because I was trying to remember who else did he beat. Who else did Vader beat for the strap?
He beat Sting. He beat Sting. Lost to Ron Simmons.
But that's who he lost to Ron Simmons.
Won it back, right?
Yeah, won it back a few months later.
Won it back, and then he lost it to Flair, right?
Well, no, he was 3-time champ. So he lost it one more time to Sting and won it back from Sting, and then lost it to Flair. Never got it back.
Okay. I know I was missing something. I'm sorry, because you said Zing, and I was like, wait a minute, for Sting? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was missing something. Yeah. It was the Ron Simmons title switch I missed. Right.
Yeah, because it went, because Flair left, Luger won the belt.
Right.
And then Luger lost it to Sting.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. I remember now.
And then Luger went to World Bodybuilding.
Like Pedro, I got some-timers.
I know. You got my issues now.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. Also, I'm missing title changes? Like, what the hell's going on over here? Ginkgo biloba, baby.
But it was a great match, and I believe Nikita pinned Rick Rude to close the night. But that was also the same night. Same night was incredible because it was Barry Windham against Steve Austin for the TV title.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That should have been a good match.
Yeah, it was. It was fantastic. The Steiner brothers against Gordy and Williams, and it was a non-title match, so the Steiners won that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember too when Vader and the bad guys were going back to the locker room, I went to go high five Vader, and it's like high five in a fucking concrete block. and I did one of those things where you high five with one hand and the other hand you slap them on the back of the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like slapping a concrete pillar.
Yeah.
I mean,
they say that even when Vader wasn't trying to be stiff, he was stiff.
Yeah, he was just so strong. He just didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just, he was just so massive.
Now, Zeus, let me ask you, because you know more about this than both Pedro and I. Is the rumors true that when Flair went over to Japan and Harley Race had to go with him to make sure that he kept the belt on him?
Now that I haven't heard, but that's I don't think that was somewhere that Harley would have had to go with him to. Harley should have gone with him to fucking Puerto Rico though, and the Caribbean, right? Because that's where those two. That was the other fan. That's where those two drops happen that the NWA doesn't recognize, because Flair had to drop the titles because basically they were like, you're not going to leave the back room alive if you don't.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, he went to Japan for a similar situation with Flair. That's what I read. I don't know if there's any truth to that though.
I don't think the Japanese ever really did business like that. I mean, if it, you know, like I said, like kind of like we talked about with Backlund and Inoki, that was kind of a deal where, and Inoki paid off Backlund to drop the belt, but they didn't recognize it in the States because, because Vince didn't authorize it. Vince Sr. didn't authorize that. So, but, who knows? I mean, but they did do that one last tour where, Flair actually won what would, become one of his 7 NWA or one of his 9 NWA world titles was a switch with Harley. Because like he lost it to Harley in Singapore and then won it back in New Zealand.
That was a switch in Singapore, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that they'd been to Japan before they got to that point because, flying out of Hawaii, to go to Singapore, you're going to land in Japan anyway.
Right.
So
it's possible.
I'm sure they wrestled in Japan some and then made their way down to like Singapore and Australia and then to New Zealand.
I remember the title swap in Singapore. That I remember, yeah. That I remember. Because I hear stories of how tough Harley was, and, if you dare double cross the Booker, like Harley was there to protect you, to make sure none of that shit happens, No shenanigans over here,
Yeah. And that's, well, I mean, there are shenanigans here, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, all you shoot videos of these guys, there's one truth in wrestling and there's a shitload of lies in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's been lied to. Everybody's lied about something. There's no one person in wrestling who's never lied. And if they say they are, they're the biggest fucking liar.
Right. Yeah, no, I believe that, definitely. Yeah, because you hear so much shit and you read so much shit of other things that went down behind the curtains, and he stopped him from being screwed, and this was a double switch, it was unauthorized, this, that, and the third. Harley Race had to come in and protect this person. This person had to come in and protect that person. I mean,
Harley he became really famous, after he retired, completely. That he was like working for WWF.
Yeah, he was the
would
backstage
have,
agent,
he would have barbecues at his house in St. Louis all the time and have a lot of the wrestlers over, like the Rock and Owen Hart and all those guys from the 90s. They all looked forward to going to Harley's house for a barbecue.
That's cool. Harley Race was like a man's man. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just a huge part of wrestling history, and him and Larry the Axe Hennig were AWA tag team champions.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's right. Yes, sir.
And that was the thing, is Harley was kind of known as a tag team expert. Mm-hmm. And then that's when, the promoters and some of these other, wrestlers, the Briscoes and the Funks and those guys, they were like, that fucking Harley Race is really good. Did
this movie just automatically switch to widescreen?
I think so.
Oh my God. Cheap special effect. Yeah, no, yeah, he was good, Zeus. He was more than good. He was more than good. See, that was the thing, and he respected the business. He respected the people that came before him. So, that's what helped got him over too,
Oh yeah.
He was a legitimately tough guy.
And that's the thing, is when people around you when people around you tell you that you're good, that's what you need. That's what that's when you've made it. You don't have to go crying on social media to try to convince everybody that you're the best. No, I'm the best because I'm the best.
Enzo, sorry, excuse me.
Planet.
Enzo.
Fuck up.
Sorry.
Shut up, Seth.
Yeah, Seth too. Yeah, Seth, Enzo. There's a whole bunch of them. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the Enzo and Cass's claim. Oh, we're going to be the next Road Warriors on my ass.
Oh my God! Not even this lifetime. No.
Animal could still fucking kill and eat fucking Enzo.
Yeah, exactly. He could probably still kill and eat Cass.
Kill and eat. Oh my goodness! You mean kill and eat
movie,
like the atomic shark is about to do?
The atomic shark is fucking owning it right now, and this movie went from widescreen to full screen to fucking 4.3 screen in like 5 minutes, and with the chick going, "Come to me, come to me."
It jumped out of the water and ate. And now he's leaking on a little boy buried in the sand, and they're just standing there.
Yeah.
His
face exploded. That was hot.
Oh my God!
Look at that. That is the worst effect I shouldn't say that because I see some bad effects. But yeah, this is bad.
I like that. Oh my God! I like that one guy. The is sunbathing on the beach. His body's still like he just stays in pose with his arms behind his head while he's burning.
This movie is unbelievable.
Look at the shark inching its way back into the water.
Yeah, that's just so awesome.
Look at all that wasted beer. That's brutal.
Oh my goodness!
Horrible.
They're burning it all down.
That's just this movie is like brutal. Oh my God, Harley Race, yeah, man, that was the man.
Yes,
he did look good with the 10 pounds of gold on, didn't he? He did.
Oh yeah,
he did.
That was definitely he was another. He definitely made that belt.
Yeah, he did
help
make
legitimize that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There, that Bruiser Brody story, that we can't say on air.
Yeah,
but that occurred when Terry Funk was running around with the replica of the NWA World Title. So Terry Funk may be the first guy. He might have been the first annoying fucking guy running around with a replica belt.
Now you know where Matt Taven got it from. Oh my God!
I mean, to be fair, that's happened here and there.
Yeah, it's happened in a lot of places.
Wrestling history is a replica belt, but Terry Funk was the only one that had the balls enough to do it to the Dome Globe belt.
Yeah, but he had the personality to pull it off. He was being an asshole about it, but he had the personality to pull it off. There are a few wrestlers who can pull that off. There are some who can pull it off, and some like, no, you need another gimmick. That's not working for you. So that's not good.
I want to touch real briefly YYH about a fan saying dumb things about Angelico and Jack Evans, or about anything really. Don't pay attention. There a lot of the people who've only seen WWE, or they've only seen WWE and maybe a tiny amount of
double Y, double H. Don't let the idiots.
They just don't know stuff. So just
right, exactly. Don't sweat it. You're the queen of Angelico, so don't worry about it. Let them all eat your dust, okay?
Yeah.
All right. That's all. Don't even sweat them. If they ever need you, don't get mad. Don't waste the energy. Don't waste the emotion. That's all.
And I'm surprised we did not mention Shark Tsuchiya, or however you say her last name, from FMW. Do any of y'all remember her?
Who?
Shark from FMW. She did kind of a painted face gimmick, and she's kind of big, but she was really shitty.
Oh, vaguely remember.
She
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
they also had Combat Toyota, but Combat Toyota was actually good.
I remember Combat Toyota.
Yeah.
No, my mind's drawing a blank. I'm surprised you didn't mention Shark Boy.
Oh, I forgot about him. He started off a lot of fun, but then I don't know.
I like it when he did a Steve Austin gimmick. He was drinking clam juice instead of beer. That was awesome.
Ugh, clam juice.
Yeah, clam juice. Yeah. He had the vest on. He was doing the stunner and everything. He was doing everything. Whoa! Welcome back from our summer vacation, boys. We're back to school. Back on the podcast. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was good to be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can continue with use via this new method for a while.
You know, I feel like all the sharks get the love, and no whales get any love. We'll start talking whale movies. You know.
Well, there was I told you all about during Shark Week, National Geographic. Well, they had like a week before, and then during Shark Week, Nat Geo Wild was showing the Shark Fest stuff, right?
Yeah.
And there's one deal where they're talking about anchovies, and like they're showing all the sharks feeding on the anchovies, all the birds feeding on the anchovies, the dolphin feeding on them, and then so they had this whole thing about this school of these anchovies and the stuff following them, and then at one point at the end, this like giant whale comes up out of the water and like just gulps almost the entire school, like, and it was just fantastic in the super HD of National Geographic. I was just like,
good Pedro experience in real high definition for the first time. We'll get you there, Pedro. We'll get you there. We get your new phone. We'll get your new TV. You're gonna be all good.
I've had HD for. I've had HD for a while, James.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you.
Well, Pedro,
yeah,
but we'll head out into the since James will be sitting on shore. We'll go out and we'll go out and do some snorkeling in a bait ball and see what happens.
Are you talking about me?
You.
I ain't going on no.
I'll be on the shore. You can go out there, Zeus. You crazy motherfucker. I'll be sitting on the shore in the beach chair with a beer. Okay, you're crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not going snorkeling.
No way, man. What are you on crack? What's wrong with you, Zeus? Hell no.
I think that means it's time to say goodbye for this. I want to thank YYH and Angie for stopping by the show.
Y2 and H2 and Angie. Hey, Angie, your fucking Dodgers are going down. End of story. They're playing the Yankees, baby. Holla. Okay. Woo, thanks for everybody listening. Thanks for everybody hanging out. It's good to be back, and thanks for everybody who found us again after we disappeared for 2 weeks.
Yes.
God
willing, we'll be back next week.
I
don't know
next
what
week
we'll talk about, but we'll figure that out.
We will figure it out. Who knows? It could be whales. How about we show whales some love?
No.
Let me make a hashtag. Show whales some love.
We didn't touch on the G1, so.
Oh
no,
yeah,
at all. Oh my god, that's right, at all. Fucking Kenta heel turn. That was hot.
It'll be like James and I would have to watch like a gazillion hours of it to prepare.
Yeah, well, you know what? I needed to catch up anyway, so it's all good.
So maybe we'll do G1 next week. So
hey, preview the Super J, right?
Recap.
Do what?
The world's latest.
Yes, the world's.
Oh yeah,
the world's latest G1 recap. But we'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Adios.
Peace.